and they must be doing something pretty darn good. And so I started realizing it wasn't always about the book smarts and about what I learned in college, but about learning about the industry, learning about the experience.
That three-circle model of family business before, and you know that in there's at least 7 different types of stakeholders. You know, there's the owner, manager, family member.
Responsibility, guided by our values and nourished by learning. And our shareholders, by being an investment that balances the short and long-term opportunities of our business.
Hi, my name is Ed Hart, and I am the new director of the Family Business Council here at the Cal State Fullerton Mahalo College of Business and Economics. And we are holding our first workshop of the new academic year tonight. And with us we have Dr. Lois Lang, who will be our keynote speaker. And Lois, welcome. Happy to have you here with us today. We are really excited to hear about this neuroscience of communication that we've been putting up on the website. We've talked about.
Right.
Some of our members have asked us what exactly can they expect tonight. What can you tell us about that topic and how you came up with that title?
Right. It used to just be psychology and neuroscience were 2 separate things, and now what we know from new research is that the brain actually can change and patterns can change, neurons change, so that you have different connections from childhood and early adulthood. You can actually move the way you pattern communication with other people. It's not like a set personality.
So does this sort of tie into how our cells, we hear that our cells regenerate every so often,
Right.
kind of the same thing with our brains.
Right, but we didn't think until 2001 that our brains actually could generate new cells, and now we know that they absolutely can. Now, who can you change? Oh, I like you. Only yourself. I cannot change another person. I can help another person reflect on their behavior. I can help them think about their behavior. I can help build awareness about their behavior and their communication. I can't change
Excellent.
it.
So I'm curious, how does this tie in with family business? I know you do a lot of work with family businesses. I've also read on your bio, and we've discussed that you do a lot with traditional non-family businesses as well. Are there fundamental differences in how this would work between family businesses and so forth versus just the traditional?
Family businesses tend to have what I call more difficult conversations in the workplace.
Sure.
Because they're layering the emotions of family along with ownership, along with management, and they will have conversations that a normal business won't have.
So a family can have a conversation at work and then they have to go home and have dinner together tonight, whereas
That's
at
right.
work, if you can go home and complain about your boss all you want, but
Right.
if you do that at home, it might be your dad and your boss at the same time.
Right.
Okay.
So this actually teaches people how to have conversations that hopefully lead to better outcomes. So if you don't have healthy communication patterns in your business, I guarantee you, you will not long-term sustain your revenue flow.
Well, I think our members will really benefit from that. I know that as I've been going out speaking with some of our members in my first 90 days here, that's been one of the things that people have been asking about a lot, is how do we communicate better within the family and within the business. If there was one nugget, as the person who's leading this conversation tonight, that you really hope that the members will take away from tonight, what would that be, if there's anything in particular that jumps out at you?
It would be that as young as you can with your children, to start communicating in the way that you want them to as they get older, because they learn from and pattern from us as parents on how to communicate and how to have healthy patterns that are direct communication versus the other patterns that we're going to learn about tonight. Family business just tends to be a little more intense because you have relationships that are multi-layered. You're not only the CEO, COO, I love the Chief Emotional Officer woman, but you are mom, dad, son, cousin, and it just brings a whole different layer onto your communication. We all do these things.
Is there any similarities between, like Myers-Briggs, for example, with personality type tests and what you're discussing tonight? I mean, I've heard that if you test a certain way when you're 18, you'll test that way 20 years later.
Right.
Can that change, in your opinion, based on what you're talking about?
Myers-Briggs, probably not. That's a basic personality. I come out, I'm extroverted, I talk a lot, or I'm introverted. I don't usually change over a period of time, whereas with communication patterns, I can learn either through training, role-playing, psychotherapy to change the way I communicate with someone.
Good. Well, we're very excited to have you here today. We're excited to have you speak to our members. I know there's excitement there as well. We've seen you set up the room a little bit and some of the placards that you have on the tables. I'm excited to see what that's all about. And if you'll stick around, we're going to be able to show this entire video in its entirety, the presentation that Lois will be doing with us later today. Again, Lois, thank you very much for your time, and we'll look forward to seeing you this evening.
Sounds good.
I also want to remind our members and those of you who are visiting our website for the first time that every month we hold another workshop here at the Family Business Council. And on October 12th, we will have a conversation with two of our partners from Benefit Concepts, Dick Hartman and Bill Roberts. We'll be talking about how to pass your business and your wealth onto your children. So it should be a very fascinating discussion.